Are there bad habits in your life that you know you need to break, but you can't seem to do it? Every time you try, you think, okay, it's gonna be different this time. This time I'm gonna be able to stop doing it. But it always seems to come back. If that's the case, you're in the right place, because in this video, we're gonna be talking about a system that Jay Shetty has created all about how to break bad habits. What's up guys, I'm Matt. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you are not a subscriber already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. You got more content on personal growth and communication skills. I've gone through Jay Shetty's program, 2021 Reset, New Habits for New Time. I'm gonna be making a video on every one of the different days, day 1 to 5, telling you my key takeaways and implementing his systems so that you can follow along. And what I recommend you do is build your own systems too. In this video, it's about breaking a bad habit. So pick a bad habit and do it along with me. Okay, that's how you're gonna get the most benefit from this. And that's how it's gonna make a difference in your life so that 2021 can be a year to remember for you. As a quick recap, any successful people, the foundation of what they do is built on good habits. But not just the good habits, not having the bad habits. That's gonna be the focus today. And the idea is that if you have the right habits in place, if you're doing the right things on that consistent daily basis, that is going to be the key to success in any avenue that you want to accomplish. So if that's going to be starting a new company, if that is getting a promotion, learning a new skill, whatever your goal is, habits are going to be the key. The thing is, bad habits aren't easy to break. It could be something that you've done every day for 5 years, 10 years. You're not just going to be able to cut that on the first day, okay? Breaking a bad habit, it could take from 3 days to 140 days. And I know you might be thinking, 140 days, that's way too long. But guys, if it takes 140 days to break a bad habit that you've done for 10 years, and you're gonna be able to then not have that in your life for the next 10 years, it's gonna be totally worth it. I'm gonna tell you a story that Jay tells. Now there's a person who, they have a journey that they're on. They need to go in a certain direction, but they're being halted by a violent river and they just can't seem to get across it. Every time they try to swim, the current is too strong, it pushes them back inshore. Eventually though, they build a raft. They hop on and they manage to get across. And on the other side, the person's just so thankful for this raft. They feel like the raft saved their life because this is the direction that they need to go in their life. They have to go this way and they thought they weren't gonna be able to do it. So they feel like the raft becomes so important to them. They hook it on their back, even though it's really heavy and it's awkward, and they continue on their journey with it. At some point though, they hit a forest and there's these big trees. And as soon as he tries to move through with the raft keeps banging off the trees and making it really difficult to move forward. And the person eventually realizes that if they are going to continue on their journey and go the direction that they need to go, that they know they need to go, they need to drop the raft. Yes, the raft was so important in their life, but it's the only way for them to move forward. So the person unhooks the raft and walks through the forest, knowing that in the future, if they need to, they can build another raft. And the point of this story is that sometimes it's so hard for us to let go, but it's so much harder to hold on. There might be habits in your life that you've done for such a long time, bad habits, that are painful to cut out. But if we want to progress, if we want to get to the next step and develop and get to the next point in your life, you might need to let them go. What's the bad habit that I want to eradicate? It is going through my phone, reading pointless football news articles on Liverpool, a team I support in England, every night before I go to sleep and every morning when I wake up. It's a complete waste of time. It's clickbaity articles, there's no value in it. I often end up going to sleep too late because I'm reading it, or I stay in bed too long in the mornings and then I'm stressed, I'm late for work and I'm rushing. So it has a pretty negative impact on my life. And I've been doing this for probably like a decade. That's the habit I want to break. What is the bad habit you want to break? It could be eating sugar, it could be smoking, whatever it is. Pick something that you know is going to make a difference to you. The first step is to remove it from your senses. What does that mean? Well, if you want to stop eating sugar, don't have sugary stuff at home. If it's in the house, you're probably gonna find it at some point, and you're probably gonna eat it. So out of sight, out of mind. In my case, so I wanna stop reading this football news, going on my phone, wasting time in the mornings and in the evenings before bed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna not bring my phone into the bedroom. I'm gonna leave it in another room and I'm gonna turn it off. That means that in the morning when I wake up, it's not gonna be right beside me. If I wanna read the news, the soccer news, I'm gonna have to go into the other room, turn it on, go back into my bed, and then read. And that barrier, that extra effort is gonna stop me doing it, or is hopefully gonna deter me from doing it. So the second step is what are the people, places, and projects that trigger the bad habit. So what does that mean? It means, what are you doing? Where are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? And you gotta try to avoid these things, because these things are triggering the bad habit. If you can't avoid them completely, at least be aware of it, okay? So awareness is gonna be the first step to being able to stop doing it. So what am I talking about? Well, for example, let's say that you want to stop smoking. You might find that you smoke when you're with certain people and you go to a certain place. It might be a particular bar. That means that if you are really serious about breaking that habit, you might need to stop going with those people to that bar. If you want to watch less TV, you might not want to have a TV in your bedroom. You might want to cancel your cable subscription or your Netflix subscription. Often we find that there's people in our lives who bring certain things out in us, that we seem to do the same things that maybe we don't want to do around, and often we're not even aware of it. So that's step 2. What are the people, places, and projects that trigger the bad habit? And the final step, it has 3 R's. It's research, reward, and replace. Okay, so research is the first thing that we need to do to break the bad habit. What does that mean? It means that if you want to stop eating sugar, do some research about the effects of eating sugar over the course of your life, the negative effects it can have, the disease it can cause. It could give you diabetes. And even better, you might want to talk to people who have had diabetes, who've got it from sugar. And that's going to give you a very definite direction of where you want to go. It's going to push you away from it. In Jay Shetty's example, he actually talked about experimenting with drugs when he was younger. And what really put him off doing it was going to some places and seeing people have seizures due to drugs and seeing it ruin people's lives. And that was such a strong push to move him away from wanting to do it. So the research for me, what are going to be effects of me looking at my phone before I go to sleep? Well, it means I'm going to get less sleep because I end up staying up later. And sleep is proven to be such a critical part to how good you feel the next day, how much energy you have. It's going to have these negative effects on me. It's taking those things away from me. And in the morning when I'm on my phone, I often read the football news for too long and then I'm rushing to get ready because I'm behind on time and then I get stressed out. So I could extrapolate that out. What are the effects going to be for me if I continue giving myself that extra stress for no reason over the next 5 or 10 years? That's the step of research. The second R is reward. Now, what's going to be the reward for breaking the habit? So in the case of giving up sugar again, if you break that habit, you might be healthier. You might have more energy. You can now spend more time with the people you care about. For me, if I can not read the football news at night and in the morning, well, I'm going to get better quality sleep and I'm going to be less stressed in the mornings. That's going to mean I have more energy. I'm going to be in a better mood. I'm going to be able to be more productive, which could make my life better. I mean, there's loads of positive benefits it can have. This could be transformational. So now I have a strong reward to move towards, and I have the research as a deterrent to stay away from the bad habit. And the third R is replacement. The idea here is that when you're trying to break a habit, it's very difficult to just stop doing something and not put something in its place. Because, okay, let's take sugar for example. If you're like, okay, I'm never eating sugar again, I'm going to stop eating sugar. Well, there's certain points in the day that you used to eat a chocolate bar, let's say. If you pull that out and don't replace it, you're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel like you're missing something. So instead, maybe you want to eat fruit. You want to eat grapes or strawberries or something, some fruit that you really enjoy, and that's going to be your go-to instead. It's going to be way easier to break the habit. In my case, what am I going to replace my phone with in the evenings and in the mornings? Well, I'm going to replace it with 2 things. One is going to be a book. So instead of reading my phone at night, I'm reading a book, which means I'm educating myself, I'm trying to progress as a person, it'll hopefully help me in the future. So it's something productive. And the second thing that I'm going to use is meditation. This is actually the habit I wanted to create in day 1, which is the previous video. So guys, what is the bad habit that you've had that you know you need to break? That could change everything, that could make your life significantly better. I hope you follow along with me. Let me know in the comments below what bad habit you've selected and if you were able to break it. Make sure to check out the previous video, which was on day 1 of Jay Shetty's program, how to create a new habit. Remember to check out next week's video, which is going to be the next step, day 3. I'm Matt. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications to get notified for new videos on personal growth and communication skills. See you in the next one.